Now, I'm a believer that there is no such thing as safety, but there is safer, right? You can make a space safer, but you can't make anything 100% safe, because we can have an earthquake right now and no one can stop that, right? But we can do things to make spaces safer. So one of the things that we can do is actually start having real hard, authentic conversations and sit and be uncomfortable. Wear that itchy sweater for a long time, right? So, because I'm going to pivot a little quick because I don't have a lot of time with you all, but I do a lot of work with the NFL. I'm one of their few LGBT consultants. And one of the beautiful things that means, I get to sit in a room with probably this group here, and we get to have, say, no coaches involved, and it's just me and you having a real hard conversation about what does it mean to create a safer space in sports to accept athletes who identify as LGBT. Wow, imagine that. And one of the things that I learned is that NFL players aren't as homophobic as we may think. One of the things I learned is that Roger Goodell, had a chance to meet him. The man has never told me no about doing LGBT stuff in sports. One of the big reasons, he's got a gay brother. So this issue really, really matters to him. He also understands we have to inch forward. We can't take the big steps that I sometimes want. We have to take small inches forward. And one of the things that I try to get leaders, coaches to do is to say the words lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. It's sometimes really hard to say those words, right? Especially when you may not have an experience with dealing with someone who is LGBT. Or especially if you believe that they may not exist. One of the biggest challenges in the NFL is to get them to believe that there's someone who is gay on their team. They're like, nah. I'm like, yeah. I get to talk to them, right? They're like, nah. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, is it one? I'm like, plus one, you know? Two? Plus two, right? But in their mind, it just can't be possible, right? So we have to do the work to start asking questions and to get uncomfortable. These coaches in the NFL want to control everything. It is their big thing is that, can I control everything that's happening? So for me to push them to say, we may have a guy on our team who identifies as gay, and I want you all to be mindful of your language, to make sure that that person feels welcome on this team, feels like dying for a lot of these coaches. Because in their mind, they've never imagined someone on their team being gay. How many of you all sometimes struggle being uncomfortable, having those uncomfortable conversations, saying something you're like, oh, that's really hard for me? You do that. That's where growth happens. Moving out of uncomfortableness to comfort means that you're growing, you're evolving, right? If you were always comfortable, how would you ever get better? One of the things that really great leaders do, that really great coaches do, is they put you in uncomfortable spaces so that they can see you grow and evolve, and that they can see, and that you can see, more importantly, that you're capable of actually doing a lot more. Your second wisdom, be uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. The other thing that I get to do is when I'm talking to the players is, there are often times when I talk to a group of guys and there's one or two guys that'll say, hey, I actually don't believe in LGBT. Guess what I say next? I say, tell me more. Tell me more. Why would I do that? It's a conversation. Why would I, instead of telling this person what they believe is wrong, I'm going to say, tell me more. Seek to understand. Yes, this person has a history. This person comes from somewhere. They didn't just arrive on America that day. I got to understand what happened in their world to have them understand the way that they see the world. By me just saying, say more, I get to meet them where they're at. I get to meet them where they're at. James Baldwin says that for my right is your wrong, and for your wrong is my right. It's set up that way. But the only way that we can even hope to find some level of commonality is if I tell you to just tell me a little bit more.